Why do we stay in comfort zone? Why do we develop fixed mindset? We stay in a zone that is comfortable to us. Wary of 10, we do not see the need for getting out of it. You need to look out for these factors and avoid them. Past failure, complacence, low self-esteem and self-confidence of self and team members, poor self-assessment, skill and knowledge of self and team members, resistance to change, lack of accountability. Let us look at each one of these factors. Past failures. Wary of 10, we worry about the failures that happened to us. The failure will create boundaries to us that we avoid crossing. Ram took 4 fresh graduate trainees in his manufacturing department. This happened 3 years back. The trainees could not contribute actively to the improvements in manufacturing. 2 of them were interested in R&D, and the other 2 could not adjust to the rigors of manufacturing and could not get along with the manufacturing team. After 8 months, he transferred them to R&D. After this experience, Ram decided not to hire fresh graduate engineer trainees. The failure of graduate engineer trainees may be related to the recruitment methods of Ram. He could have found out more about the interests of the trainees before hiring them. He could have taken graduate engineers who are interested in manufacturing. He also could have set up a process for their training in manufacturing. He could have supported them more to enable them to succeed. Instead of taking these actions, Ram created an artificial boundary for himself that graduate engineer trainees cannot work in manufacturing. Complacence. Sometimes we may not take initiative for improvements, and we may be just happy with what we are doing. This can happen due to at least 2 factors. One is the environment in which you are working. If the company is not taking initiative for any improvements, you may get into complacence, as there is no big expectation. Second element is yourself. While the company may or may not have a big improvement agenda, if you are not taking initiative for making progress in your area, then you will get into complacent mood. Sunil is the quality head in a manufacturing company. He joined the company 2 years back. There are several quality issues in the company. Temporary fixes are put. Problems keep coming back. His boss, who is the head of the plant, is not knowing how to improve. The MD of the company is also not initiating any bigger improvements. Sunil knows how to improve the quality status of the company. He wanted to start a TQM culture in the company. He made a presentation about this initiative and presented to his plant head. He convinced his plant head. Then, along with the plant head, he went to the MD of the company. He told him that he wants to change the culture of the company. The MD of the company was happy to hear this initiative. Sunil implemented the TQM initiative over the next 2 years. Sunil showed wonderful leadership qualities and avoided complacence. If he would have kept quiet and waited for initiative from his superiors, then he would have got into complacence mode, and he and the company would have got affected badly. Low self-esteem and self-confidence of self and team members. Sometimes, the low self-esteem and self-confidence of the leaders in charge in the company can affect the company, and they may simply not look for improvements. Suresh is the MD of the company. His company did rupees 55 crores in the previous year. His business is doing well. He recruited good professionals from good companies. But somehow he is not having confidence that he can take the company to next level. As he is not sure of his capability to lead the team, he keeps saying no to the initiatives that his team produces. Lack of his self-confidence is affecting the progress in his company. Poor self-assessment, skill and knowledge of self and team members. Sometimes you may think that you do not have the skill and knowledge to progress in a project. This may be due to your own wrong assessment of your skills, as well as the skills and knowledge required for the task on hand. Prashant is put in charge of Southeast Asia. He has a team of sales and service engineers with him. Some of his team members handled Southeast Asia responsibilities in their earlier jobs. Still, Prashant is extremely worried that he does not have much knowledge of the market, and he is not acting on his plans. He is not even visiting the market. His boss had a talk with him and tried to explain to him that most of the information is available within his team, and some more is available on the internet. Prashant is still not progressing well. He is having a very poor self-assessment about himself and his team. Resistance to change. Sometimes if you have stayed for a long time in one company, you would get used to a way of working and resist any new ways. This resistance to change also can be a big impediment for progress in your company. Ramesh had been in the company for the past 24 years. He is looking after the stores in the company. The managing director of the company wants to implement the warehouse management system software. He is looking at modernizing the store's operations. Ramesh is continuously showing reasons for why it will not work. He is having many doubts, and the MD is feeling that Ramesh is not cooperating. The resistance to change is affecting Ramesh's performance. Lack of accountability. When the accountability is not clear, the team will not take the improvement initiatives, as no one will be clear about their responsibilities. Somesh is the MD of the company. As the company is small, the MD is involved in everything that happens in the company. He is directly controlling all functions in the company. As he is the managing director of the company, everyone else just follows the instructions of the MD. They do not take any decisions. Somesh is also happy when everyone just listens to him. If a failure is there, everyone points to Somesh and says that they just did what he told them. In this situation, no one will initiate an improvement. Everything just depends on Somesh. Let us see how a company enabled its employees to get out of comfort zone, and with the collective effort, the company itself got out of the comfort zone. This company started improving in a big way as a result. XYZ Company's transformation. XYZ Company is known as a very traditional company. It has a long history and is 75-year-old company. It is known as a very ethical company. It always had been very careful in choosing its growth plans. It will grow only 5 to 10% a year, and it is quite happy with it. It tries to keep its customers happy with its quality. The economy started opening in 1990, and the foreign companies started coming to India. The foreign companies had two effects on XYZ Company. Some of these foreign companies became customers to XYZ. These foreign companies started demanding better quality standards from the company. Some of the foreign companies started supplying to the customers of XYZ. The customers started getting better products, and therefore their expectations from the company started going up. XYZ tried to respond to the situation. There was a lot of resistance from its employees. Even employees at senior levels were refusing to change. The required quality levels were not being achieved. The customers started warning the company. The company was struggling to meet up to the changed situation. The company was stuck in a situation where most of its employees were in their comfort zones, and not willing to move from the comfort zone. The company tried earlier some organization-wide improvement initiatives. They tried implementing Six Sigma practices. It did not have a good experience. Looking at this experience in the company, the employees made up their minds that the improvement initiatives are not for them. They started showing resistance to the customers, saying that the expectations of customers are unreal. The employees started losing their confidence. Those facing the customers became very defensive. Their self-esteem was at the lowest. The employee teams started comparing themselves with the foreign companies, and saying that their company is simply not having capabilities to face up to the foreign companies. Even though the company is having a good manufacturing capability and research capability, they started having self-doubt. The senior management of the company took this situation very seriously. They consulted many consultants and also visited many companies overseas. They went to learn how the foreign companies are better than Indian companies. They evaluated several types of improvement methodologies. They looked at companies using Six Sigma, TQM, TPM and so on. They looked at companies which are using these approaches and selected TQM as suitable to them. They started implementing the TQM practices. They engaged themselves in following activities. They started with training the senior teams in the company in TQM. They invited senior people from other companies to talk about their experiences implementing TQM. They worked out detailed targets for the senior people for implementing TQM. They formed cross-functional teams to address major problems in the company. They started addressing the quality of processes and products. They started doing a lot of training in the quality. They appointed a full-time business excellence team that started championing TQM inside the company. They started supporting the teams in the company. The management did not give any choice to the employees. While they supported the employees, they also gave messages that there is no other way but to adapt the TQM practices. The company also motivated the employees who were doing well. With all these initiatives, the company addressed the employees and started making progress. The company started seeing some better results in about 9 months. The company got motivated with these results. It also motivated the employees with these results. Employees moved out of their comfort zones. All of them did not move at once. Some employees started responding much faster. As the company was very clear that every employee has to go along with the system, there was no choice for the employees. 1 or 2 senior employees were asked to go when they showed too much resistance. This gave the message to others in a very clear manner. The company started getting very good results in about 12 to 15 months. With an unwavering focus on the goal, the company helped its employees to come out of comfort zone, and the company itself came out of the comfort zone. The company started improving its supplies to the foreign companies. The new customers started getting more confidence on the company, and they started giving more share of business to the company. The company truly turned the corner using TQM as a tool.